Hi and welcome to this video on list methods. Hi, I'm Raghavendra, an expert in AI, ML and data engineering. By the end of this video, you will learn how to apply different methods on lists. So, some of the list methods are append, extend, insert, remove and sort. So here in this first statement, we are having an empty list. So I just put a square bracket with no elements and assign it to an object X. It's going to create an empty list. So this is how it goes. So here is an empty list. Empty list can as well be created using the list method with no arguments to it. Creates an empty list. Now we're going to see what append method does on list. So x dot append of 10. So let's see what happens. X is empty, by the way, it does not contain any elements. So I say x dot append of 10 on an empty list. Let's see what happens. Now, so you have the first element into the list, that is 10 being appended into the list X. Then I say x dot append of high. So x contains only one element, that is 10. Let's see what happens after saying x dot append of high. So now the list contains 10 and high is appended into the list towards the end. Then I have three appends. I say append of 20, x dot append of 30 and x dot append of hello. And let's see what happens. I have all of these elements added into the list towards the end, and this is my final list after appending all the elements. So so the append method is going to append a scalar value into the list. Next, we are going to use another method very similar to append, but it's used for a different use case. That is, we have an extend. So I have a list X which comprises of elements 10, 20 and 30. To this list, we are going to say x dot extend of, I have a collection over here, right? And I have a collection of elements, that is 40, 50, 60, 70, which forms a list. I am going to extend these elements into the list X, which comprises of 10, 20 and 30. Let's see what happens when we extend. Well, so what extend does is it gives me a single list comprising of the elements of the first list as well as the elements of the list which was supplied to extend. So what append does is it adds a single scalar value into the list, and extend is used to add a list or a collection into another list. In a way, we are merging two lists using extend. So next, we are going to learn about the insert method, where we are specifying the index before which we want to insert, and then we are going to specify the element to be inserted. So append and extend added elements towards the end of the list, but here I am specifying the position before which we would want to insert. So before the element at index 1, we want to insert 200. So let's see the output. Yep, so this is the list, and to this list before index 1. So this is index 1. Before that, we have 200 being inserted. So likewise, before index 4, right, we are going to insert element 500, right? So this is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Before 40, you have seen 500 being inserted. So that's what insert typically does. So now we have seen how to append, extend and insert lists. Let's see if the individual elements of a list are modifiable. So I have this list X here, and at index 2, 0, 1 and 2, I have an element 20. Now I want to update it to a string. So will it be possible? I want to update it to hi Raghu and assign it to X of 2. So let's see what happens. Yep, you are successful in doing so. So the first element is 10, second is 200. The third element at index 2 is now being modified or updated to hi Raghu. So lists can be modifiable. Elements can be changed at any point in time. So Now we have added elements, modified elements. Let's see if we can remove elements from the list. So here is a list, and I want to remove element 69 from this list. I say mylist dot remove of 69. It's going to remove that element. In this list, you don't see element 69 over there. Mylist dot remove of 99. Let's see what happens. Oops, you get an error. The reason is 99 is not present in this list. So what I do? I'm going to check if that element is present in that list, and only then I'm going to go ahead in removing that element. If the element is not present, there's no point in removing that element. Makes sense, right? So element is equal to 700. If that element is present in this list, element in the list, I'm going to use the membership check operator, and only then if this condition is true, I'm going to go ahead and remove the element and print the list. Else, I'm going to say that element is not present in the list. So here is the list X. What do you see here? And I'm going to take that and I'm going to remove element 700 from that. 700 is not present in this list, so you don't see an error now, but instead you see a message that 700 is not present in the list. But now I say element as 70. Now I say element as 70, and now the element 70, which was in fact present in that list, is now being removed from the list. Next, we are going to learn about how to sort lists. We are going to use the sort method. It's going to sort the elements of the list. So here is list X. I'm going to print it out and sort it. So here is the initial list, and here is the sorted list. It's going to be by default sorted in the ascending order. So if you want to sort in the reverse order or the decreasing order, right? So what we will have to do is we'll have to pass an argument as say reverse equal to true to sort the list in the decreasing order. So here you go. So you have 90, 75, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. That is the list in the decreasing order. So here are the key takeaways from this video. Empty lists can be either created using the list method with no arguments or using an empty subscript or empty square bracket without any elements. Extend method on list extends a new list of elements to an existing list. Append method inserts a single scalar element into the list. And insert method inserts the element before a specified index. Sort method on list sorts the element in ascending order by default. Thank you.